You have trillions of synaptic connections in your brain. Trillions. Trillions of these neuro pathways that fire and wire together. And the more they fire together, the more they wire together. Now, you have trillions of synaptic connections. A 4-year-old has twice as many synaptic connections as you do as an adult. Interesting, right? You would think we would build our brain, that a 4-year-old would have less. But we actually do this thing called synaptic pruning in our development years. And that is our brain deciding which patterns of behavior, thought, and feeling will keep us most safe. Yes, also fed, recognized, loved, rewarded, all of that good stuff, but essentially safe. The first role of our brain is to keep ourselves safe. Our brain asks itself, am I safe? Am I safe? 4 times a second. So in those development years, you are trialing different patterns of behavior, thought, and feeling, and deciding which ones work best for you. Some of these patterns of behavior will be genetically predispositioned, and some will be from your earliest experiences. However, the more you've used a certain pattern of behavior, thought, and feeling with some element of success, the more you use it, the more it fires and wires together. And the more you prune back the other synaptic connections that you haven't used so much. It's much like a track through a bush. The more we walk through this bush, down this track, the more the path clears, the track widens, and it becomes more of the obvious way we get through this bush. Much like this track through the bush, the more you've utilized certain patterns of thought, feeling, and behavior, the more dominant they've become, the more obvious to you, the more they are on default for you. And as we can see, this biker in this picture is experiencing ease, excellence, and enjoyment. In fact, that's what we experience when we use our most dominant patterns of behavior, thought, and feeling. And just imagine if we asked that bike rider to go down another part of the bush where the track wasn't as clear. They could do it, but it would be a bit more of a push, a bit more of an effort. And thus is the point around using our naturally occurring patterns of behavior, thought, and feeling, the dominant ones, the ones that come to us naturally, that have been developed at a young age and now are more obvious to us in our adult life. You see, you're complex, but Gallup and their tool StrengthsFinder have done a really good job to simplify what is complex and put a language to your naturally occurring patterns of behavior, thought, and feeling, and then look at these through the lens of what is right about you, and therefore a potential strength, a potential place in which you will do your best work, where you will experience ease, excellence, and enjoyment, where you will likely get energy rather than sap your energy, and you will likely experience more fulfillment.